the whole book is dispelling the 5 myths about the world's problems and fear. The first one being that there are too many problems on Earth and that they're too complicated. They're not. There are a lot of them, depending on how you look at them. But in reality, they're not that complicated because fear is the only problem. Fear is the tree that produces all these things. So if you can focus on it, then the other stuff will take care of itself eventually. There's one. It's fear is just human nature. Yes and no. And I go into why that is. Yes, our lizard brain kind of reaction, fear, to the dark shadow in the alley. That's natural survival instinct, right? That's not going to go away, and that's not what we're trying to end. We're actually trying to end fear itself. We're going to talk about. The third one is fear is a good thing. Sometimes, right? If it's an instinct in a situation that preserves your life, then it's useful up until the point when it ceases to do that. Anything beyond that is detrimental. If you start, I once got mugged. I actually talked about a story where I got mugged, or it was an attempted mugging. Let's just put it that way. I was pretty quick back then. These days, I just have to turn and fight. I would not get away. I got away when I was 25. At 50, probably not. So I tell that story because I did get away, and I sensed that something was wrong early on. So the instinct worked in that case. But so often it doesn't, and I give examples of other people and myself where these other kind of like projected bullshit fears override the basic instinct of survival and say, oh, it's okay, I can drive 90 miles an hour down this road to get to work because if I don't get to work on time, I'm going to get fired. Right? You're probably not going to get fired. And even if you do, you'll still be alive, right? There are things like that override that. And then the fourth one is that there are too many fears to deal with. It certainly looks that way. When I started out, I was like, oh my crap, there's a lot of fears out there. But I always have a sense that you can boil stuff down. They're always connected in some way that you can simplify it. So I'm essentially trying to unexplain fear, not explain it. Explaining it, you kind of go from roots and you go upwards. I actually go the other direction. I start with what I call fruits to the roots, and start with all the ones that we think that we deal with every day, and then try to pull that down to the simplest thing. And like I said, at the bottom of that is really a fear of inadequacy. And then the fifth one is that one person can't make a difference in the world, essentially. We don't have the power, which is complete bullshit. Everyone has the power, especially to change themselves, because in reality, that's all you got the power to do. You don't have the power to change the world, not directly. Especially if you don't change what's inside first. If you don't get rid of your own fears and deal with them, then they will block you, and you won't be able to help anybody else do the same thing. Get rid of theirs. So, the book in many ways started out as kind of a let's save the world, but in the end, it's maybe I should save myself, right? And not that I didn't know that at the beginning, because I did. Because everyone has fears. Everyone knows it. I think most everyone knows that. And if they don't know it, they got a lot of them. They're really blocked. So those are kind of the 5 myths that I deal with in the book.